Howdy, Japan Stalkaz. In today's video, we're going to go over the SNES game Pushover. I had this game ever since I was a little kid, and it's a lot of fun to play, and I haven't played it in quite a while, so I decided to take it out of the old box and dust it off and then take a look at it. So let's delve into the game.
Pushover is a puzzle game for SNES. It was created by Ocean Software in 1992, and there are 100 levels in total. The object of the game is to rearrange the dominoes so they all topple. The protagonist is a GI ant. So each level begins with its own passcode or password, and so here's the first level. So you can see there are all the different dominoes, and you see there's a space in between two of them. And the last domino at the end is the trigger, and that has to be the last one to fall. And so you only get one push. So I'm moving the first domino to the gap there, and I'm going to push them down. And voila, complete the first level. And every time you complete a level, you get a token, and you can use them to skip ahead levels. I never really did that, because I kind of consider that cheating. Alright, here's the next level. And before I continue, I'm going to go to the screen, and anytime you can refer to these as the different types of dominoes. You have your standard dominoes, you have your stoppers, which stops the domino from falling. You have your splitter, which splits in half when it falls on top. You have your exploder, which causes a gap. You have your tumbler, which keeps going. And then you have your delay, which takes a time delay there. There's a bridger, which spans the gap. You have your vanish, which makes it disappear. The sender, it rises up. And then finally, your trigger is the last domino. So here I move the stop domino out of the way, and then put the regular domino in its place. So as you might imagine, the first few levels are easy, and then they get increasingly harder as you go on. Alright, so here's the next level. So the first world, so to speak, is in a factory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that domino, replace it with the tumbler. And so once the tumbler goes, it keeps going, and then the stopper basically goes in reverse, and then there that topples over the trigger. On to the next level. So there's the screen, you hit select, and anytime you can quit, or you can replay the puzzle. So here, I'm going to use the ascender, the vertical stripe one, and as you can see, when it gets hit, it rises up, and that's how some of the puzzles can be completed. Alright, here's the next level. Here's an example of using the bridge domino, the vertical stripe, or this would be the horizontal stripe. And when that's hit, you can see it creates a bridge across. Alright, on to the next level. Here's an example of using the splitter domino, the half and half, yellow and red. Now, on the bottom left, you can see there's a timer, so you have a specific time limit in order to complete the puzzle. And I always hate being, timed for things, because it just gives you time to think, but it's part of the game, part of the challenge. So here, I'm able to rearrange the dominoes correctly. However, I go into the red, so I ran out of time. So that means that I'm going to have to redo it. At least now I know exactly what to do. And of course, with the later stages of the game, with the more challenging levels, you either run out of time in the first few attempts, or sometimes you start pushing some dominoes and discover, what dominoes need to be moved where. So often, sometimes you need multiple attempts in order to get it. There, I'm able to get it right away. On to the next level. Here's an example of using the exploder domino. So once, it plugs its ears if you stand in front of it. So you see it creates a gap. Now you're able to fall short distances, but if you fall too far down, then you end up dying, so you gotta be careful. Next level. Here's an example where I'm going to move the stopper domino. it also not just stopping, but like it also creates a reverse. So it's just like if he's going, you'll see what I mean. So the end domino there will keep falling, and it goes boing, 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 and then it stops finally. So there, I had to fall a short distance in order to get down to the exit. On to the next level. There, the two-stripe domino there is called the Vanisher. It gets a little confusing at times. In this case, I'm not exactly sure why it's there. It's maybe just there to introduce you to it. So what I do is I push from the Vanisher. Make sure you fall to the left, because as you can see, if you fall to the right, you can't get to the door. I learned that the hard way the first time I did that. Alright, the next level. Let's see what we got. Alright, so here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the tumbler. And of course, with ladders, you can see you can go both up and down. However, when you fall, you can't get back up. So, where's life alert when you need it? Man, that was nice, short and sweet. Okay, next level. This one's a little on the tricky side. So, in the first attempt, I just go ahead and push them. And then, as you can see, the bridge there is helpful because, of course, it bridges the gap. But the bad news is you can't get down to the exit. So you have to. So thankfully, there's the delay domino, which is the diagonal striped one. So I grab that one, and using that, it buys me enough time that I'm able to fall down through the space there before the bridge is formed. So there you can see. So once you get farther into the game, you have to use your noggin a little bit more. So I complete the first set of levels, and there's Captain Rat. And then here I go, giving him a bundle of cash. Yeah, making me do all the dirty work, and he gets paid for it. Alright, on to the second world. Now we go from the factory to like a Mayan temple or ruins. Mayan, Incan, Aztec, one of those places. This was a little tricky. Now you have your vertical striped one, which is the ascender. And then you have the horizontal, which is the bridge. So here, I'm able to put them in the right places. However, I inadvertently run out of time. So, I'm going to have to do it again. But of course, the nice thing is you get an infinite amount of attempts. Because I guess they expect you to have to do that. Trial and error. So now I got the dominoes where they belong. Alright, on to the next level. Now this one looks really intimidating at first with all the dominoes, but after a while you finally see where to go, what domino to start with. Now, of course, when I first started playing this game, it took me longer to figure out, but then I kind of remembered what needs to go where. No, spoiler, I don't make it in my first attempt, and you'll see why. One of the most important things to figure out is, of course, where from which domino to push. So I know to start from the bottom there. I quickly discover where my blunder is. So there you can see the ascender wasn't able to reach that domino on the ledge, so that means I'm going to have to drop one to the far right there where that gap is. So I know what to do for next time. So I'll come out of the door, and I'm going to grab that first one there. Oops, and there's a whoopsie on my part. And I end up crushing dominoes to boot, and that's, of course, an automatic death, so to speak. Alright, here we go. So I'll grab my first domino there and I drop it down to the empty space. And now I just go to the very bottom and I push. See, once you figure it out, it's relatively easy. And here we go. On to the next level. this one took me a little while to figure out. There you can see there's the 2 exploder dominoes, ones with the half and half yellow and red. The thing is, like I said, they don't give you much time to like think about it. It's like once you're out there, you have to get going and move. You don't have time to actually think. There I go and crush my dominoes. So now I know not to put one domino on top of the other. You have to stagger them. Gotta be careful not to explode. So there, I'll put the exploder domino at the end. So that the one before I can topple and then continue over. And move these dominoes, shift them a little bit to the left. So there we go. Yeah, now we're in business. This one I goof up to, and you can see there's a vanishing one. So this is what I did at first. You can see there the ascender going up, and then it hits the tumbler. And at first I'm like, why wasn't it considered completed? Then I realized the trigger falls onto that regular dominoes. So you notice the last to fall, it's still on top of another one. So what I have to do is put the vanishing domino right behind the trigger. Oops, or I mean right behind the ascender. So the first domino I topple is far away, see, it's far away from the trigger, so it doesn't fall on anything. So that's the whole purpose of the vanishing domino. So now I was able to complete the puzzle. Alright, on to the next level. So there I grab the bridger, expand the gap, and I move the regular domino behind the ascender so it goes the right direction. That one was simple and easy. Alright, next level. What do we have here? This one was a little bit of a brain teaser. So naturally the ascender has to go there. Sometimes it's easiest to put the dominoes in the obvious place first and then work your way backwards. So I have the tumbler, then the delay, and then the ascender. So you see, that actually did not work. Yeah. But the obvious domino, of course, is the ascender. It has to go in that location where I put it in order to reach the dominoes above there. Here I do another boo-boo because the delay makes the tumbler go in reverse. Alright, 3 times the charm. Put my ascender there. And then what do I do next? I start with the delay. Oops. I crushed the dominoes. Alright. Attempt number 4. This one has to be it. So I put my ascender there. Now what do I do? What do I do? Oof. Another crush. Ah! Alright, here's attempt number 5. This time we got it, for sure. Alright. Move my ascender to where it goes. I'll put my tumbler after it. Or do I not? Oh, the delay goes after. Let's see if that does the trick. Aha! There we go. That did the trick. Alright, on to the next level. This one was kind of simple, but I didn't get it immediately. So there you got your exploder domino. That opens up a space we can reach the dominoes below. So the tumbler goes down there. And voila, there we go. Simple and easy. This one, I had to do multiple attempts, but I finally figured out you grab that stop domino to stop her there, move it closer. Put the tumbler on the edge there. And that's finally all it took. There's your splitter going both ways, and then lo and behold, yay. Took me forever to figure that one out. And I got another bundle of Captain Rat's cash. I love the music in this game. Very catchy music. Alright, next up. Still in the temple ruins. This one took me a little problem solving to figure this one out. So there's your ascender again. Ascenders are generally obvious of where you need to move them to. And there we go. Okay, next up. Here again, sender being the obvious. It seems to be a pattern. So there I've moved the bridger to the edge. And then there's your ascender, so I grab that and move it down below. And then lo and behold, there you are. That's how it's done. Alright, so next. We're finally into a new world. This looks like a spaceship. So this one, I don't get it the first time, but you know, with these kind of advanced levels, you kind of just do trial and error. So there, I almost got it. So as you can see, the center didn't quite reach that domino, so that means I've got to put one so it could reach it there. So the easiest way to do that is just grab the one on the end and put it in an empty space. And that should do the trick. Voila, here we are. Alright, next level. And this one, I don't believe it got right the first time, but I was awfully close. There you got your exploder domino, and that one has to go right above where the splitter one is. So I do a push there with the tumbler. Ah, yes. And then you see I grabbed the regular domino and put it in that gap. And that was how I was able to get it done. The first attempt I didn't do it right, and I figured out what I did wrong. Alright, on to the next level. In these advanced levels, sometimes you actually have to move the dominoes after you push them. So it makes it super challenging. Oh, that one was simple and easy, surprisingly. It's nice that they throw in an easy level every once in a while. Alright, what do we have next? Ah, yes. Where do we place that? Oh yeah, this one took a couple of attempts, but I finally figured it out. Put the tumbler at the end of the row there. Move the regular domino over, and I push from there. And I'm done. Alright, next level. This one took a little bit of problem solving as well. So I moved the exploder, take the obvious domino first, move it down below in order for the dominoes to reach the bottom there, and then I moved the vanisher to the top. Still not exactly sure what you do with that. It might just be maybe a trick domino to throw you off. So then I just go ahead and give it a push. See what happens. So there's your tumbler, and the exploder allows you to go down to previous level. Then I quickly grab that yellow domino and put it in that space. And that's what it was able to seal the deal. And lo and behold, puzzle solved. I forget exactly how far I got in this game. It might have been this level or the one next to it after this one. So this one was tricky. So there's your exploder domino. So there I put that in the obvious place, because eventually a domino has to fall from above to hit the trigger there. So I know that this, so I know exploder, I gotta get a little indecisive. It's like, what do I do with that? So before I put the exploder, I put the regular domino there and move it above. And I knew to move it above there because the trigger domino has to be the last to topple. So then I quickly grab the exploder as the tumbler is moving, so it doesn't topple over. And I put it in its proper place. So it's just kind of like one thing after, just kind of think about it in different steps. Easier said than done when you're not under pressure of time. And then here's the final level that I play, and I'm at a complete loss. I don't know what domino goes where. I don't know where to start. Yeah. In retrospect, I'm thinking maybe start pushing from below there to bottom left. But yeah.
Well, there you have it. There's Pushover for SNES. What did you guys think? Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. This is Stalkaz. See ya!